Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy Valentine's Day.
Now, you guys remember our 2007 Scion XD. It's not there.
Oh, that's right, it's at the lot.
I thought you said it was at the lot.
Oh, yeah, I sold it, that's right. So after having the sign for sale for like 2 months, I finally sold it. Now before we can break down the numbers, we gotta check in this Ford Focus.
Looks pretty clean in here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, oh look at this. I got a fancy schmancy phone holder now. Check this bad boy out.
If that doesn't scream drop shipping.
Oh, and it automatically starts charging it. I like it.
So as you guys know, we had our Scion XD that was listed on the Getaround platform. Now Getaround is a competitor to Turo. We tried it out over the summer and at the end of 2021, but ultimately we decided that it wasn't for us. So we delisted the car and then we placed it for sale.
And it's not that we hated Getaround or Getaround simply wasn't a good car sharing platform. There was just no business. Getaround was brand new and we couldn't make any money. So bad news, the door's going haywire and I don't know why. We gotta fix this car before it goes out in rental. Well, I figured out what the problem with the Ford Focus door is. It's broken. Well, kind of. This little doohickey right here is not supposed to be that super loose, and this is what controls the door to lock and unlock. And we can't give out a car that can't be secured to renters. So we're gonna go ahead and order this on Amazon. Why? Because every single auto parts store in the area, we live in some type of geographical oddity where they don't have this part and they're gonna have to order it, and it's still gonna be $172 when we can get it on Amazon for like $90 and have it here tomorrow. So we're gonna do that.
Now, this car may not look like a top performer, especially whenever you're looking at it at first glance, but this is actually one of our best performing cars, at least as far as utilization goes. You see, this car has some dings and scratches. It definitely isn't a looker, but as a result, we can rent this car out for super, super cheap.
And this is actually our oldest Turo car. And there's a really big demand for cars just like this. Because it's so ugly, we can rent it out for the cheapest price possible. And sometimes that's really all people care about. The benefit for them is that this is like probably our most reliable vehicle that we have.
It is. I think that the issue with the lock is probably like the first issue this car has had in
quite a while.
Like over a year, which is quite honestly amazing considering how much our Turo cars get abused. So if you guys ever find an older used Ford Focus, one that is either a 2010 or a 2011, I'd definitely jump on the deal because we're having trouble finding them.
But now let's talk about the Scion.
So originally we just had the car on Facebook, but we had trouble selling it, so we started looking at other options.
And that involved coming here to CarMax, which they offered us a very generous $2,000, which that's not gonna do. So I turned to Home Depot, bought some signs, slapped them on the front, cleaned it up real nice, and put it right next to the side of the street like a giant billboard, and we got a lot of offers that were also bad.
So after we got that insultingly low offer from CarMax, we ultimately decided to keep the car listed on Facebook Marketplace, even though it wasn't selling really quickly.
And selling it on Facebook is kind of a pain because now I'm not buying a car, I'm selling, and I have to put up with all the miscellaneous random messages. Is it available? Is it available? Is it available? And nobody just responding at all. But I had that one person that actually came through, drove all the way from Fort Worth, took a look at our car, test drove it, and decided that was the one.
So whenever it comes to how this car performed, I feel like there's kind of one of two ways to look at it. So number one is how much we bought it for versus how much we sold it for. And I'm gonna be honest, I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't sell this car for a profit, but I was happy that we still were able to recoup all of our cost. You see, we bought this car over the summer in 2021 for $4,500. So for us to be able to sell this car for $4,500 today in February of 2022, that's a big feat, especially considering it was higher mileage, older, and more rundown. But as far as the monthly performance of this car goes, this car was listed in the summer of 2021. It's been roughly 6 months on the Getaround platform, and whenever all things were said and done, this car made a profit of $3,420.33. Now, whenever you look at that, it doesn't sound too bad, especially considering it was only active on Getaround for less than 6 months. But to be honest, the vast majority of that came from damage claims. You see, the car was damaged in July of 2021, and we were paid out $1,796 for that damage, and virtually all of it was profit because we were able to fix it so cheap. So whenever you're looking at actual Getaround earnings, you're really kind of looking at half of that, and the car only made between $1,500 and $2,000 of actual earnings from the Getaround platform, which isn't that great.
And the car wasn't really rented out all that often. It spent a lot of time sitting in the old lot that we had it, never really doing anything except collecting dust.
Which is honestly, whenever you look at the earnings, is kind of a good thing, because the only thing worse than a car not getting rented out and not making a lot of money is a car that is rented out a lot and still doesn't make a lot of money. So at least it was sitting, not accumulating miles, but it definitely wasn't a high earner, and so I'm happy to see it go. But you guys, like always, we wanted to make this video because this is the official end of the era for our Getaround fleet. Now, we may end up trying Getaround again in the future whenever it's a little bit more solidified in the Dallas area, but for now, we're going to be staying off it until they have more renters to rent cars on Getaround in Dallas, because right now, there's not enough demand.
Turo's the way. Guys, as always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next episode.